My grandpa is all of the social ills rolled up into one person's character. He openly dislikes anything outside of a traditional relationship between a man and a woman. He views anyone with less money than him as someone placed on this earth to serve him. Grandpa is also loaded. He has the kind of money that took generations to build up and buy and sell businesses like their Pokémon cards. Grandpa also loves his grandchildren and gives us great Christmas gifts every year. When I graduated college, I got a car for Christmas and graduation. The year before that, I got a check for $10,000 because he knew I wanted to go to Europe in the summer with my friends. Grandpa bought them houses when my older sister and cousins got engaged and married. I recently got engaged with my fiancé. Every year we have a traditional Christmas at Grandpa's place, and almost everyone attends. However, recently my older sister has taken up social causes. This year she rallied most of the cousins to try and get Grandpa to change and use his wealth for the betterment of society. She's also pressuring me into joining the group, but I'm refusing. While I view her movement as noble, I'm close to Grandpa and know he's not going to change his worldview at 80 years old. I also know Grandpa can be vindictive and won't hesitate to cut people off. I don't want to risk my turn to get a house. However, I'm getting heavy pressure from my sister and cousins. They said if I don't join their group, I would be enabling Grandpa. Some have even called me greedy. Just to be clear, I don't agree with his views, but that doesn't mean I should miss out on the house. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You should ask your sister if she'd be willing to sell the house that she got from your bigoted grandpa and use that money for the betterment of society. Tell us, OP, is it mainly the older cousins going along with her? And if so, why are they only changing their minds now? No longer tolerating the intolerance is easy when you've already reaped the rewards from siding so. Exactly. Sister and many cousins already have theirs, so they don't have much to lose. Expecting OP to miss out on possibly getting a house in this economy is ridiculous. Perhaps these grandkids should give up the possessions Grandpa gave to them to highlight their commitment to social justice. Yep, how convenient that now she has the free house, she suddenly cares about the betterment of society. When he dies, I'm assuming you guys will inherit the money anyways, and then your sister and cousins can donate however much of their inheritance they want. My guess is that they won't be donating any though. Feel free to point out their over-the-top hypocrisy the next time they mention it to you. OP, you are right. He is highly unlikely to change at this point. So yes, get that money from Grandpa, and then you can use a huge chunk of it to sponsor some pro-social causes. Donate some to the shelter for LGBTQ teens experiencing homelessness in his name. You not joining their group isn't enabling him, and honestly, this group idea sounds a bit weird and unnecessary family drama. It sounds to me like they want you on their side, so Grandpa doesn't end up disinheriting them and giving everything to you. Why else would they be so adamant that you join them? It's not like you're arguing against them. Every year, my family spends Christmas in Hawaii. We've done it every year since I can remember, and it's a fun family tradition for me. After my husband and I had kids, we had to reorganize our family Christmas plans because his parents wanted to see our kids for Christmas. So we decided to celebrate Christmas with his parents on New Year's and go to Hawaii for actual Christmas. This is the system that worked for us until last year. Last year his dad passed away around this time of year, and it hit him and his mom hard. For obvious reasons, we didn't go to Hawaii. This year we planned out what we do for the holidays early. We do Thanksgiving with his mom, and we do Christmas in Hawaii since the kids and I missed out last year. Things were going well until right before our flight. Then, about a week out, he said he was unsure. He said that he thinks it might be better that we stay. He said he wanted to spend Christmas with his family and felt like his mom needed it. I was unhappy about this. We made a plan, we saw her last month, and we already had my dad buy our tickets and hotel, so it would be incredibly unfair to me, him, and our kids for us to not go just for his mom, who we'd see a few days after we got back anyways. So we got into an argument about it and proposed that the kids and I could go to Hawaii and he could stay there with his mom. He decided to do this, but he was clearly very upset that I wasn't going to forego my family's Christmas tradition and see my family just for his mom. So now I'm in Hawaii watching and wrangling the kids by myself, while he's home alone. He hasn't texted me or responded to me much. When I call him, he only talks for about 3 minutes before wanting to get off the phone with me and talk to the girls. Am I the idiot? Edit, it's a my side of the family thing. Also, I think it would be rude to ask to invite my mother-in-law since we don't pay. You are the idiot for your attitude. I wasn't going to forego my family's Christmas tradition and see my family just for his mom. Obviously, his mom is important to him. I understand that you have to move on, but everyone has different grief. This is the loss of her life partner. You have put your tradition above your family, which in my honest opinion really sucks. Not the idiot if he'd suggested 6 months ago, before the trip was planned and paid for, that you spend Christmas with his mom and adjust the family holiday and Christmas schedule accordingly, then that would be different. But he waited until 1 week before, after spending Thanksgiving with her and the whole trip was paid for, to suggest cancelling your side of the family's holiday and doing Christmas with her as well. Bottom line, I understand and commiserate with his feelings, but I think casually expecting his whole family to cancel a fantastic trip that was already paid for was unreasonable given the time frame, and at the very least he shouldn't punish you for still going when he didn't. Disagree. You are the idiot for the "we spend every Christmas in Hawaii with my family," so he never gets to spend Christmas with his family. How many Christmases did he miss with his dad before he died? And the part where she says, "the kids and I missed out last year." Like, yeah, for a good reason, your father-in-law just died. I don't know, everyone is giving her a pass here, but to me, OP comes off as incredibly selfish and uncaring. It's like she doesn't really care about his or his mother's grief, as long as she gets her free trip to Hawaii on Daddy's dime. No, this is not a joke. A lot of people think I was very harsh, but I think I can't be expected to be a saint. I, 27 female, was having dinner with my best friend Kit, his new girlfriend Lola, Kit's brother Paul and a few of our other friends. Lola is one of those very vocal social justice warrior types that are very out of touch with reality and irritating to talk to. In the past few times we've met, she's pinpointed how every one of us was doing something wrong. For example, I'm wrong because I said I wasn't too keen on looking at political stuff these days due to mental fatigue. My Paul is the problem because he's a martial arts expert, therefore culturally appropriating. You get the drift. This happened last night when we went out to dinner. We were at a fairly nice restaurant and I was excited as Paul was in town for only a few days and he's like a brother to me. I didn't want Lola there, but Kit brought her anyway. It was time to order. Lola made a huge deal of ordering vegan food and lamenting how there aren't enough vegan options. So when it was my turn to order, I said I wanted a steak. Lola looked shocked and Kid just looked defeated at me. A few of our friends smirked though. I think Paul wanted to defuse the situation, so he said he wanted steak too and asked for a rare one. I like joking with him, so I told him he might order a live cow instead of a very rare steak at this rate. He said he's so hungry he'll probably eat one. So I said, "Hear that, Lola? One less cow's methane farts you have to worry about." She just shot a look of pure venom at me, and Kit, I think, actually had his face in his hands at this point. We somehow, I'm still amazed how, got done with dinner without any further outbursts. But the actual kicker was that Kit wouldn't drive us home after this. We're roommates, but he actually asked me to take a cab while he dropped Lola home. So I got mad at him and said a few choice words. I think it was the extra glasses of wine I had, but it's evening now, and I feel yesterday's hangover lift, and now I'm guilty. Paul said I should make up with Kit and that he would talk to Kit too. As for Lola, I hope I never see her again, but since Kit lives with me this would be difficult, and I don't know what to do. Am I the idiot? Everyone's the idiot here. I'm going to be honest, I did laugh at this. But you are acting childish. Lola should not expect that you all be vegan just because she is, but you shouldn't have made that comment if you know it's a sensitive topic for her. So, you all suck. Nothing wrong with ordering a steak in front of a vegan. Petty as crap to make a big deal of it by your comments to Lola. You are the idiot for your reaction to Kit wanting to drive his girlfriend home, who you've treated badly, instead of chauffeuring you home. Apologise to Kit and move on. It sounds like you ordered a steak on purpose to cause trouble, not that you really wanted one. I'm sure your friends are going to be finding new friends soon. How long are you supposed to be nagged and insulted for your dietary choices before you are no longer the idiot for not ignoring it? She audibly gasped and glared at you for your order. She's rude and needs to understand that not everyone will take her unnecessary commentary in stride. Not the idiot. She sucks. Not for being a vegan, just a general personality. My female 31 mom passed away last year. My dad, 56, married a woman 37 with a son, teen, about 6 months later. I think the age difference is a bit much, but she is nearly 40, so it's not like he's robbing the cradle. Whenever my parents went away, I would always watch their dogs. They weren't the dogs that I grew up with, but they were good puppies. My mom would always call and let me know well in advance that they were going away, as I would make sure that either myself or my boyfriend would be around pretty quick after the pups got dropped off. They could behave themselves for a few hours and I would leave water out for them. I don't have any pets myself. My work can involve travel, and my boyfriend works out of town for 2 weeks and then has 2 weeks off. Well, my dad and his new wife decided to go on a trip, but since it was never his responsibility, he didn't call. I was out of town. My boyfriend was working. My dad has a key to my house for emergencies and for dropping off the dogs. My neighbour called me a day later about the dogs howling in my house to see if everything was okay. I called my dad and he told me that he didn't know I was out of town. I said that if he didn't come to get them, I was calling animal control, so he had his new stepson come to my house to get the dogs. I have no idea why a teen kid who was trusted to stay home alone could not just have watched the dogs in the first place. When I got home, I found a disaster area. Dog crap and urine everywhere. I don't want to describe everything because it makes me angry. Getting everything that could be cleaned done and replacing my boyfriend's leather recliner, which was old but also destroyed, cost about $7,000. I told my dad I expected him to pay for everything. He said that he would see if his homeowner's insurance would cover it. They will, but the deductible is a lot, and his premiums will go up. So he said that he would take care of it. It's been a few months and I'm sick of waiting. The limit for small claims court in my state is more than double what I want, so I'm suing him. He was served and called me to complain. He doesn't have the money because he just bought a new car. He bought the car after my house got destroyed. I feel no pity. But he and his wife keep trying to talk me out of pursuing this. They said that my dad paid for a good chunk of my student debt and that I owe him. He and my mom did pay off about $10,000 of my student debt, and I was grateful. It's one of the reasons I had no problem dog-sitting for free. But he says that he will not have money for things at his house if I take this money. He isn't retired, and my mom had life insurance. Not the idiot. And it's vital to hold firm and not let them sway you here. He had months to pay you back and instead bought a car. His negligence resulted in damage to your property. He should absolutely be paying for everything, and his financial irresponsibility is not your problem. The fact that he bought a car after knowing he was responsible for thousands in damages means he 100% had no intention of paying OP. He's not retired and OP's mother had life insurance. Where is all that money going? Also, what a crappy thing to act like OP now somehow owes something for the gift that her parents gave her, helping repay student debt. Was there some sort of repayment plan that was agreed upon? Doesn't sound like it. Hold firm, OP, and also change your locks. To think that he didn't even ask OP to dog sit. The audacity to let themselves in, throw the dogs in the house as a surprise, and that's it. No notice how long or anything, and the son was at home. Why couldn't he care about the dogs? And to complain that they have no money because he bought a car? What the heck? Sue his butt and never do him a favour again. Oh, and he remarried 6 months after your mom died. That's soon. Regardless, it was his responsibility, and you gave him time and an amount. Heck, it didn't even seem like he was willing to talk about a payment plan. Also, if they can afford a new car, why not pay for a kennel to keep the dogs while they're gone? Your mum must have done a lot for your dad to think stuff just went smoothly without asking. My male 19 sister Sarah, nearly adult, always says she hates beetroot and celery. She makes it a big part of her personality. She practically introduces herself. Hi, I'm Sarah. I hate celery and beetroot. Except for these two things and broth, she isn't a picky eater at all, so nobody is making a big deal out of that. In the last few months, my sister was repeatedly buying hummus with beetroot and used it on her sandwiches. I called her on that, asking why she lies about hating beetroots when in reality she eats them daily. She told me that she still hates beetroots, but their taste is not noticeable in hummus, and that she thinks eating them in small portions is healthy for her as they contain iron. She recently had problems with anemia. I let it go even though I still thought it was weird. Also, I tried this hummus of hers and yes, the beetroots were clearly noticeable in the taste. Also, sometimes she adds celery to tomato juice when she tries to be on a diet, because she thinks it helps lose weight. So I think her disliking these foods is just a pose. Fast forward to the weekend, our family visited my aunt and uncle, Dad's brother's family, for dinner. Aunt made a roast with beetroots but told Sarah that specifically for her, she'd also made a bit of another dish so she didn't need to eat them. Sarah thanked our aunt, but I thought that it was unfair that she had additional work even though my sister only pretends to hate beetroots. So I told my aunt openly that I saw Sarah eating beetroots and she shouldn't worry too much since she was alright with eating them. Everybody got very silent and Sarah was nervous and started saying that I was lying. I called her on her beetroot hummus and she tried to tell me that it wasn't the same, but for some time the mood during dinner was very awkward. Sarah and my mum are really mad at me and say that I purposefully tried to make my sister look bad. My dad is on my side and says that she should get over her fussing anyway. I didn't try to make her look bad. I only thought it was unfair that the aunt made a different dish for her, even though she was only lying, to make herself look more interesting. Am I the idiot? So basically, you saw your sister eating something she doesn't like in a dish, and you decided it was your duty to report it to the family? You are the idiot. That sounds like something an elementary school student would say, and the taste of the hummus might be helping her eat it. Plus, it's good for her, as she pointed out. Maybe she doesn't like beetroots with anything else. I hate tomatoes in most dishes, but still appreciate ketchup. Also, you definitely tried to make her look bad. None of your points are relevant. OMG, are you seriously starting petty nonsense over a root vegetable? Yes, you are the idiot. 5 paragraphs about it? Come on, there are more important things in life than this. As a rule, don't comment on people's eating habits. It's rude. Not the idiot. I don't like onions, pickles and other stuff, but I remove them from a dish when I'm invited to eat. I don't tell the people who made the food to prepare another meal for me without onions. Your sister is being a bit manipulative in making people prepare food just for her. Your aunt had to put extra effort into another dish, especially for her, while she can eat beetroot perfectly fine. Also, who introduces themselves like that? I cringe just to think about introducing myself and then adding that I don't like onions.